Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the 12-12 portal. This is happening on and around 12-12-2020, and we can already feel the energies. The portal, as far as I'm concerned, has already opened. I'm feeling it as already open, and I'm feeling it as extending through to the 21st of December. It's all very connected, and when I read you the channeled information to start out this video, you'll see and understand what I'm talking about the connectedness of it all. And we've been talking about this a little bit already. I've mentioned this in many videos, the significance of all of the significant astrological events that have happened on these days with these repeating ones and twos and zeros. And it's this code. It's like this coding is being rewritten. We're being recoded, and our entire reality and I want to say universe, and maybe universe, but definitely our entire reality, this third dimensional physical reality, is being recoded. Like the coding is being rewritten. Everything that exists, there is a code that underlies everything. And so I'm really feeling that energy of that code being upgraded, if you will. And so this month of December is huge just because we have so many ones, twos, and zeros. And I feel like on those days, especially, we're receiving huge bursts of this energy. And so I'm going to read through what was channeled to me regarding the 12-12 portal. And then we're going to pull some cards and get into a reading and really dig into the energies. This is such beautiful energy. This entire month is so exciting. 2021, once again, we have those twos, those ones, and those zeros continuing. And so we're going to, I think, be continuing in this process. Obviously, we always continue in this process, but like this really intensive, exciting process that we're in right now as we are literally recoding and recreating. And so this is the information that came through for me regarding the 12-12 portal. This is a portal of rebirth. 12-12 is a number of creation as well as completion. We are completing one leg of our journey and moving into the next phase. We are being asked to connect and commit fully to our soul purpose, trusting and having faith that we will be guided along our path. We are being asked to balance leadership with cooperation, coming together with like-minded souls that will help us manifest a new reality. This is the portal of the teachers and the leaders, those that will guide souls down the path to their own highest purpose and destiny. We are being asked to look out for signs and synchronicities, new teachers, mentors, and supports along our journey, and to take advantage of the opportunities being presented to us. Our soul gifts are reaching a new level of expression with this portal, as our DNA is in the process of being upgraded right now to a new level of awakeness and awareness, which will be sealed in with the 12-21 energies. As our DNA receives this massive upgrade, some will purge heavily. Many will be guided as to how to support this process more fully through diet, exercise, sleep, etc. Our bodies will be guiding us through this process as they have been naturally wired to do at this point. Ask for ease and grace. Many will find new gifts and abilities coming online and a strengthening of the gifts that we are currently aware of. You are being led to the next step. We are being led to the next step in our process of evolution, and for many it will be a very harmonious process. Whether we experience this as a scary or a beautiful process depends upon what we still hold within us that is asking to be released and how we perceive the experience. If we perceive it as frightening, there may be aspects of it that are frightening because they are unfamiliar. Yet if you look more deeply, you may realize that what is happening to you is not unfamiliar at all. In fact, you are being returned to a truer state, and there is a deep familiarity there as well as a sense of coming home. You are coming home to yourself. Soul fragments are returning, as well as memories for some of other places, times, and experiences, both in lifetimes on this planet and others. Your ability to connect with the multidimensional aspects of both yourself and what you would perceive to be other beings will be heightened. If you choose to embrace this, you will find that connecting is simple and easy. Your mind is being asked to step out of the way so that you can be led by your heart. This is a process that is meant to be felt, to be experienced by the mind beyond mind, the greater collective soul mind. Ask for information to be channeled from the highest form of your consciousness to the lower levels of your consciousness. Imagine this knowledge and understanding trickling down from source to your soul mind, your higher mind, and ultimately your human mind. Allow this energy, like a fine white mist, to cleanse the human mind, to open up the channels of communication and connection within it, like doors that always existed but have spent much of their time closed. Behind these doors is light, pure knowledge and abilities that you cannot have possibly fathomed, nor known how to utilize prior to this point. These doors will open at a different speed for each individual, in the highest and best way possible. Do not be afraid. If you engage in this natural process without fear, and at the pace set by divine timing, allowing it to unfold as it is meant, you will not be given more than you are ready to handle, to embrace, to know, or to see. Trust this process and trust yourself to be able to navigate it. As our 12 chakra system continues to open and activate, we will be connected to more and more of our soul essence and be able to channel more of this energy into this plane and into our physical bodies. The activation of this 12 chakra system is allowing our physical bodies to adapt to the changing energies. As our metaphysical bodies and physical bodies shift, they need to be supported by higher and higher vibrational energies. We need to be able to take in, transport, and utilize these energies within our systems. We also need to be simultaneously more connected to Mother Earth. This is why these chakras must activate. And so this was a really interesting image that I had as I was writing this out. And I quite literally saw the mind. And it was like all of these doorways, and they were just cracking open, and all of this light was coming in. So this is like all those aspects of our mind and of our consciousness that we have been unable to access or utilize, really quite literally coming online. And as I'm saying coming online, I'm seeing like screens with numbers and codes again. And so it's like our minds are those supercomputers, and we are, whether we realize it or not, translating the code into images and experiences and digesting all of this information all of the time. And so it's like higher and higher levels of that are coming online for us as well. So it's like an advance in our consciousness, an advance in our energy, and a subsequent advance in our capabilities and abilities. We are capable of absolutely anything. It's only the illusion that tells us that we're not. And so as more and more of that illusion is stripped away, we come into a deeper and deeper understanding and a deeper connection with our true nature, which is that of a cosmic interdimensional being. And so I really love this, and I really love how we're starting to be taught to lose or to not think so much of the definition or the contrast between multidimensional beings and ourselves. Like we think about, we might call them aliens, extraterrestrials, whatever we want to call them, light beings. We think about them as separate than us, but they're not separate. They're simply existing in a different dimension, right? In a different plane, in a different reality, but we are them. We are them in human form. And so this human form is transforming to contain more of our soul energy, to contain more of our multidimensional energy, and to be able to experience and express more of that energy. And so this is just, it's so beautiful and so profound. And this is coming, and this is culminating with 12/21. And so I want people to be aware and understand, this doesn't mean that you're going to wake up on 12/21 and all of a sudden you're going to be like some super hybrid being. I mean, you are that already, right? But it doesn't mean that it's going to be that dramatic of a change. This is all subtle, and this all builds upon itself. That's why this isn't all just happening on 12/21. This has been happening throughout 2020. This has been happening for years and years, really. The ascension began, I don't even have an exact time for you guys, but it's been a while. It's been at least 20 years, if not more, but it just keeps picking up speed. It keeps intensifying, and more people become aware of the process. And the more aware we become of the process, the more deeply we step into that process, right? When we bring the light of our awareness to the process that we are undergoing, we experience it more profoundly. That's part of that when they say waking up, right? When we wake up to what's going on, we can be more fully fully immersed in the process of it. And so more and more people are becoming more fully immersed in the process of it. And that's what we're seeing. And that's why it's talked about so much more now than it was talked about, say, like 20, 30 years ago, something like that, because a very small percentage of people understood what was going on back then. More and more of us are understanding. And the more of us wake up to that understanding and become immersed in that process, the more we bring the collective energy into that process, because we're all doing this together. We're all in different phases of this process, but we are all doing it together. And that's where that cooperative energy comes from. That two energy is all about cooperation. The zero energy is the spirit energy, right? That's the energy, that's the circle, that's the complete circle, the complete cycle. The space within is the spirit, right? That is the spirit energy. The one energy is the energy of the individual, the leader, right? The creator, that cardinal type force in the world. And the two energy is the energy of unity. It's the energy of balance, of synergy, of harmony, of coming together. So it's spirit, individual, unified. And that is the energy. And this is so cool that this is coming through, because I didn't put this together until I'm saying it to you right now as it's coming through. That's the significance of the zeros, the ones, and the twos, and why we're seeing those number sequences repeated so much. The spirit, the individual, the unified energy. Oh, that's wicked cool. And so that's what we're moving into. This is what so it's a cumulative process. It's a process that we've been undergoing for a long time. It's been very much enhanced and sort of fast, like it's gained a lot of momentum in 2020. And we're receiving the level of the DNA upgrades and the things that we're receiving right now. Like it has only increased exponentially and will continue to increase. But that doesn't mean that we're going to wake up on 12/21 or 12/22 and all of a sudden feel like all of that's been blasted open at once. It's still going to take time. It's going to happen in divine timing with ease and grace. And if you don't feel as though it's happening with ease and grace, request more ease and grace. If you still don't feel like that, please reach out to me. The Belvaspata healings that I do were gifted to humanity to aid in this ascension process. All right. I work with beings of light, higher dimensional, multidimensional beings who sort of work through me to assist you in whatever it is that you need energetically, emotionally, spiritually at this time, physically. And so that is such a helpful tool. And I highly, highly encourage you to reach out for that if you are struggling with this integration process. But yes, you can always ask for more ease and grace, but it's not going to happen any more quickly. You may feel like you can't handle it, but it's not going to happen more quickly than you can handle it, unless possibly you try to force it. Like, you don't want to try to force it. You want to flow with it. You don't want to look up like, how can I enhance this process? How can I make this process go faster? What you want to look for is like, how can I make this flow more smoothly with more ease and grace? And so we got into some of that. A lot of it has to do with caring for your physical body, really caring for your emotional body, caring for your spiritual body, taking that time to tap into your physical body, to tap into your emotional body, to figure out what it is that you need, and to give yourself whatever it is that you need, and to be gentle and patient with yourselves. And it's like these doorways in our minds that are opening up, they're going to open up, they're going to continue. This is a process, like we're sealing in the activation, but how the amount of time that it takes for these things to activate within each one of us is going to vary from person to person, and where we're at, what we're prepared for, what we're asking for, what we're prepared to handle. And so just know that and understand that, and allow yourselves to flow with this process. Clear. I'm going to pull some Starseed Oracle cards to get us started here. All right, let's see what the Starseed Oracle, what do the beings of light have to say to us regarding this portal? And they just told me when this is over, I want to pull some of the Keepers of the Light cards. But we love the Starseed Oracle. So let's see what they want to say through here. And then we'll pull those too. We'll pull those too. Okay. So we have Hariath, longing for home, homesick for the stars. And we have that coming out with empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. As well as the great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Okay, so this is that period where there's a lot of a lot of, and we use these terms because we are still operating very much from a third dimensional perspective. And so labels and terms help people to understand better. But we use like the term, like I'll use the term starseed. Understand that I'm using it because it makes it easier for people to understand when I'm talking about the fact that we are these multidimensional beings who come from other places, right? This is not where we're from. This is where we're playing, where we're learning, where we're growing, where we're evolving, where a lot of us are in service right now to aid this collective process of ascension. And the more we come to understand this, the more some of us begin to feel this longing for home, this homesickness. And this may be something that you felt for a really long time, but didn't know that you were feeling. It's like longing for something and not knowing what that something was. Never feeling quite home, never always feeling out of place. And that's a main sign that you are a starseed who perhaps is not as connected with this earth plane, because the identity of your home is not here, and you're very connected still to that energy and to that understanding. And as we begin to awaken and come into this ascension process, more and more people are possibly going to be, it's like you understand why you are homesick, and that makes you even more homesick, because you're like, well, shit, that sounds like a really amazing place. Like, I want to go play up there. What am I doing down here? I'm not even from here. I don't even belong here. You do belong here because you came here. You made the decision to come here, and your soul wants to be here, wants to be present right now for this incredible, incredible opportunity to assist humanity in evolving, to become part of humanity. That's the thing with starseeds that we sometimes get bogged down in, and I've had to work with myself with this too. We feel that disconnect and we separate ourselves from humanity, and we say, like, I'm here to assist humanity, but I am not part of humanity. And so that's not true. If you are incarnated in a physical body right now, you are part of humanity. You are. Whether you want to, it's like we see a lot of, especially with this empathetic starseed energy, we see a lot of this Mars energy, right? This pain, this turmoil, this conflict. And that's not, that stuff, it doesn't jive with us, because we realize the truth of who we are, that we are love, that we are light, that we are compassion and kindness. And we don't want to be a part of that with that empathetic nature until we learn to control that and set up our energetic boundaries. When we're taking in that energy, we're sometimes confusing that energy with our own energy. We become very conflicted. It can be very painful. And that only enhances this longing for the stars, this homesickness, this desire to go home, this desire to separate ourselves and be like, I'm not that. I see all of this around me. I'm not that. And so a huge key for starseeds is that we have to remember that we are part of humanity. We decided to become part of humanity, to merge into this energy, so that we could, like, we cannot heal humanity if we do not allow ourselves to become connected to it. We have to become connected to the earth. We have to connect with our physical bodies. We have to connect with this experience. We want to, yes, maintain a level of detachment so that we're not, that's what the energetic boundaries are all about, so that we're not taking on all of those outside energies. We need a level of detachment so that we're not like emotionally crippled by the feeling of it all. We do want that. We want detachment in that way. We want to maintain that higher perspective. But at the same time, we also want to be connected. We can be connected without becoming attached. And so that is part of our mission, is to identify and to understand, yes, I am part of humanity. You are part of humanity. We are human beings right now having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's the same thing. Once we decide to take up residence in a body and we come down here, we are part of humanity. And so we add our vibration to that collective vibration of humanity. That's how we help raise it, but we have to be connected into it. We have to understand where you're from, the truth of where we're from, which ultimately isn't even a planet or a galaxy or a dimension. It is the totality of all that is. We are from source energy, from creator's energy. That is all that truly is. That is our true home. But then we also remember these other homes sometimes, and we feel more connected to these other homes where we spend possibly more time, where our soul feels a greater resonance, right? But we are here right now, and we don't want to be engulfed in it, but we want to be connected to it in order to help it to evolve, in order to evolve out of this energy. Yeah. Yeah, and then I love this because it says energetic sovereignty, and then on the bottom of the deck we have all paths lead home. And this is about inner authority and intuition. So very much that inner authority. We are coming to ownership of our own energy. This is very important. That ownership of our energy, that inner authority, that not looking to the outside for guidance, turning within, looking within, knowing that we hold everything within. Like I talk about source and I go like this, right? But source is in here. If we sink deeper and deeper into our hearts, we will eventually, it's like, you imagine going down this deep, deep corridor, right? And everything eventually, it turns just into white. It's like the walls are white, everything's white. And you're just sinking and flowing deeper and deeper into this. And there's no end. It just goes deeper and deeper within. Like source exists within here. Source exists everywhere. Everything is source, right? But it exists within here, and the ultimate truth exists within here. And so we want to tune our gaze into that. We want that to guide us. We are being taught to learn how to guide ourselves internally, how to connect to our own internal navigation system. And once we connect in with that navigation system, it will never lead us astray. It will always lead us right to where we are meant to be, right to where we are meant to go. Not that we are wherever we are is where we're meant to be. But that's a whole different tangent that I'm not going to go into right now. But it's just like understanding that it's so important. And this softening conflict into love. That energy is important too. That's what we're learning how to do. That's transmutation. I take anger, I take fear, and I transmute it into love. That's what we're also learning how to do. And that's what is so important, is all of that energy. Anytime we have these hostile emotions, there's just a lack of love there, or a perceived lack of love, because love is everything. Love is what the creator is. Love is what makes up everything. So there's never actually a lack of love, but there's a perceived lack of love. And when we bring love into that energy automatically becomes transmuted back into love, because that was its original form to begin with. And so that's what we're doing. As more and more levels of our own darkness are revealed, that's what we're doing. As more and more levels of darkness in the outer world are revealed, that's what we're doing. That is the ultimate goal. And that is how we achieve heaven on earth. And then Earth School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, Higher Learning. This is a school where we came here to learn, we came here to grow, we came here to have these experiences. These painful experiences, they were just as necessary as the beautiful experiences are. We came here to experience it all. We came here to experience it all. The level of emotion that we feel as humans is so intense and so beautiful in its intensity and its rarity. There are things here that we cannot experience anything else. And yes, some of those things are painful. Some of those things are traumatic. But we have the ability to heal ourselves, to liberate ourselves from that. And that experience is worth its weight in gold. So it's really just understanding that everything is about your soul growth and evolution. So look at everything as a lesson. What is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? And it's just continuing to grow in more and more. And I see this as like, this Earth School card right now is sort of like us graduating to the next level. It's almost like we were in high school and now we're moving on to college or something like that. Like that's sort of the energy that I'm getting from that right now, which is pretty cool. And as we learn how to transmute these lower vibrational energies into love, that's what begins to help us to graduate to the next level. That's part of the, I don't want to call it a test, but the challenge. Our energetic sovereignty, our inner authority, learning how to tap into our own internal guidance system, learning how to transmute these lower vibrational energies into love. Those are all the lessons that we're learning that lead us to this next phase of our schooling, of our experience on this earth. How to be connected without being attached, right? All of those things that we talked about, those are the major lessons that we are learning before we graduate to this next level of our study, of our journey. And then we have I Remember Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. This card always comes out. It's one of my favorites. I love it. My friend Kayla and I started my original channel with. It was a collaborative channel called Intuitive Insights. And she and I used to call this not the Great Awakening, but the Great Remembering. Because that's what we're doing. We're remembering what we already know. We're remembering who we truly are. It's like this process, right? As we graduate into the next level, we remember. It's remembering. It's this next level, like the reading that I read you guys talked about, this next level of remembering, of embracing, remembering other incarnations, remembering other planets, but not getting caught up feeling homesick because of it. Still remaining connected and grounded in here at the same time. It's remembering more of our abilities, more of our gifts, more of our, I guess, skills, whatever words you guys want to use. It's remembering and tapping into more of that. And as we do that, we see how we have choices, how we have options, how we may have been born into a certain life so that we could experience certain things, but we always have the choice of like, what do I want to experience next? What do I want to experience next? What am I being called to experience next? What is my destiny? And we know our destiny because it beckons to us. It calls to us. It invites us. It's just up to us whether or not we want to accept that invitation. And many times our destined life calls us to step out of our fated life, to really call upon that energetic sovereignty, that inner authority, to say, I am making the choices and decisions that resonate for me, regardless of what the outside world might tell me, right? If we listen to the outside world, nobody, like, I wouldn't be doing what I do, for one thing, because the outside world tells me you can't really make a living doing that. You can't, like, nobody really cares about that stuff. If you make a YouTube channel talking about the Ascension, nobody's going to watch that. Like, that doesn't even, you don't even make sense right now. Like, you're crazy. That's what the outside world would have taught me, did teach me, is you are crazy. What you're saying doesn't make sense. Nobody, if I listened to society and what society told me, I probably would have gone to a traditional college, gotten a 4, maybe an 8-year degree, gone into a stable field that made sense, that looked at what are my general skill sets within this framework of what society tells me is possible. And like, what can I do with that? What would I probably be successful at? Should I be a banker? Should I be a lawyer? Should I be a this? Should I be a that? Right? But I went a whole different way with things because I did not listen to that. And so many of you guys did that as well. And maybe it's just, yeah, I may have settled down with the first guy that I kind of got along with that seemed like a decent fit for me. Maybe had some kids, maybe, done all of that stuff. And that's great for some people. That wasn't what was great for me. And I was able to understand that. And I was able to accept that and to choose my destined life instead. And so it's that kind of stuff. Like, your fated life is the life that everyone tells you you should live. Your destined life is the life that you know within your core, within your soul, you want to live. It's just like, to use other examples, it's like, say that you've built that really solid, stable career, but you don't feel fulfilled within it. And you really want to go be a yoga teacher, or you really want to start a holistic business, or become a shaman, or whatever it is, or just do something completely different than what you're doing. And everyone says, but you invested all this time into this. Why are you going to throw that away? That doesn't make any sense. And you say, because something is calling to me. Because I know that I was meant to do something else. And I'm so uncomfortable doing what I've always done now. Even though it makes sense, it doesn't feel right. Right? It's that alignment piece. We know when we're out of alignment, things feel uncomfortable. We have that nagging sense that something isn't right, that sometimes we can't even quite put our finger on. And so it's that feeling that, and it's like, what is your destined life? What are you destined to be? Where are you destined to go? Where are you being pulled? Where are you being drawn? And so that whole rant right there was basically just to say that, like, illustrate maybe some of the, possibly, and there's tons of different possibilities. These are just ones that I could reference from my own life. They're going to be absolutely different for everybody else. It's going to vary greatly, but it's just, there's a life that makes sense, a life that is safe, a life that is in line with the culture and the society and the expectations of that culture and society. And a lot of times our destined life is going to ask us to let go of pieces of that. Because we are creating a new paradigm, a new reality now. A reality where people can do what they love and only what they love. A reality where people can love who they love and only who they love. Who can raise their children the way that resonates with them. Who can pursue the things that resonate with them. Who can just be free to be who and what and exactly how they are in all aspects. We're building a reality where we don't have to wear a dozen different masks and become a different person every time we're in a different situation or scenario, because that situation or scenario calls for us to be somebody different than who we truly are. We are moving into an energy where we get to be who we truly are 100% of the time. And that is exactly what is perfect for us to do. That's the energy. That's the best explanation, I think, of when you're living your destined life, is when you can be 100% who you are 100% of the time. And that is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous energy. All right. We're going to do the Keepers of the Light deck now. See what these cards have to say. Clear. All right. And all paths lead home. We can learn and grow in any scenario, no matter what we choose. There's never a right or a wrong thing. There's just like, how deep do we want to go? How much of our soul purpose do we want to live out in this lifetime? How deeply do we dare to dream? That's the thing, is like, there are some people who are completely satisfied with what it is that they have and what it is that they're doing. And that's fine. That means it's meant for them. They don't have that deeper yearning for something more. When you have that deeper yearning for something more, that's when you know that you are destined for more. And so then it's just like, do I answer that call? Do I act accordingly to that, or do I not? Do I listen to that? Or I'm just assuming that maybe there are a lot more people that are dissatisfied and do have that yearning that just don't pay. Maybe we all have that yearning within us. I don't know. I shouldn't put words in other people's mouths. All right. Keepers of the Light, what guidance do you have for us? Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. And some of those obstacles are our own minds, our own belief systems, all of that. Those are some of those obstacles for a lot of people that are being removed. And as the obstacles within become removed, the obstacles without naturally dissolve and become removed as well, because they're only reflections of the obstacles within. And Holy Amethyst, divine alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Focus on what you want, not more of what you don't want. This is still, as the ascension energies increase, our manifestation powers increase. As the power of our minds increases, right? As these doorways open, we become more and more powerful manifestors. And so we want to be focusing on what it is that we want to create. What do I want? Understand, the universe does not understand negatives. If I say I do not want this, the universe only hears I want this. And so it's, what is our mind focused on? What are we thinking about? You want to think about the highest and best outcomes in situations. You want to think about what it is that you desire. Spend less time thinking about what you don't want. And really aim to move into a place where you spend less time doing what you don't want to. You spend less time in situations that you don't want. That's what we're understanding with this inner authority, is that I have complete sovereignty over myself, over my energy, and over my reality. And I don't have to allow anything within my reality that does not resonate with me. I don't. The outside world wants to teach me and tell me that I do, but I don't. Yes. And move beyond challenges. Allow those obstacles to be removed. Allow them to be removed. Don't hold on to them. The great severing. Allow that severing to take place where it needs to take place. And if we allow, it can happen gently with ease and grace. It doesn't have to be like things are being wrenched out of our grasp. We can just allow what's meant to go. If I extend my hands, this is an interesting analogy that I'm getting right now. So say I'm gently holding a bird in my hand. If I hold my hand like this, of course that bird can't fly. I don't know if that bird wants to be there or not. I don't know if that bird is meant to be there. If I open up my hand, then I get to see. That bird gets a choice. Do I want to fly or do I want to stay here? And so that's the thing. If we release, if we stop holding on to things and we just open up our hands, what's meant for us will stay. What's not meant for us will go. And that's great. That's okay. Because if it's not meant for us, it's not meant for us. Something else is. But if we're holding on to what's not meant for us, we're never going to be open to receive what is. It's like that bird doesn't want to stay. That bird will fly away. Once that bird has flown, it leaves space for the next one to land, for the one that's meant for us. And that bird can represent anything. It can represent a person. It can represent a job. It can represent a situation. Whatever it is, like, we never know if we're holding on. Plus, honestly, like I said gently, but still, it's like I feel like that bird can't breathe in here. And so let it breathe. Let that bird breathe. And then we have the Holy Spirit coming through. Expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. All right. This is incredibly miraculous energy. Like, look at these two cards coming out together. And look at, we got the purple and the blue, which is interesting. And so it's, yeah. Yes, miracle, like Spirit has your back. Spirit is orchestrating things. Allow Spirit to do what it does. That's what Spirit is wanting to say. Like, let me do what I do. And sort of just allow this to happen. Get out of the way. Let this process unfold. Be open to allow these miracles to come in. Ganesha, infinite abundance. Allow this alchemy to occur. Allow this abundance to pour in. Allow these miracles to come into your life. These miracles want to come into your reality. It's like, I've been seeing this for so many people right now. It's literally like they are this close. And there's just those final pieces that need to move so that everything can fall into place. And so it's all about releasing that and allowing that. Miracles will occur naturally. Miracles, like we're moving into a space where miracles are the norm. Miracles don't even feel like miracles anymore because they just naturally happen. It's like we expect miracles to happen. And we expect every moment is miraculous because that's the energy that we're living in. Whatever these challenging situations or obstacles that you may have, allow Spirit to come and dissolve them. Like there are going to be miraculous solutions, I think, presented to some people. And then we have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. And this increased awareness energy I'm feeling, we are gaining an increased level of awareness. We are being asked to be aware, to pay attention, to be open and to be aware. I'm being drawn to the golden light all around his body in this picture, the light body, which is really beautiful and really interesting. But this is this connection that we are building with these other higher aspects of ourselves, right? With source, with spirit, with, like we talked about, that inner voice, that inner knowing. And just that connection continuing to deepen and just being aware of everything that's going on around you and what it's teaching you, and understanding that nothing that's happening is by accident. It's just, are we ready to absorb the gifts, to accept the knowledge, and then to do what we need to do accordingly afterwards? Like, just be, if you're not aware, it's almost like some of these miracles are like small little miracles. And we may not be aware of the miracles that are beginning to occur if we're not paying attention. I feel like. So pay attention for the miracles that are wanting to happen for you. And it's the same thing as we talked about when we become aware that we're ascending. We ascend, we step deeper into that process. When we become aware of the miracles, we open ourselves up to greater and greater manifestations of those miracles. So that's really interesting. And trust your inner voice and what it's trying to tell you. And then we have Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome, like we said. That manifestation energy coming through so very strongly right now. Really, it's being harped upon. Focus on what it is that you desire. What is it that you want? How would you like the situation to unfold? What is the best possible way? And dream bigger and imagine bigger, because the truth of what's possible is so much grander than what we can imagine. Absolutely anything is possible. And then on the bottom of the deck here, we have Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. And Mary Magdalene is a great guide when it comes to having the courage to speak your truth, to share your vision, to share your wisdom. She is a champion of that. And so this is that energy we felt about the mentors and the teachers and all of that energy coming in. We are awakening and realizing that we are all teachers, right? We are all teachers and we are all students. So we are getting the opportunity to learn from masters and to become masters in our own right. We are already masters. We're just remembering that right now. And then under that, we have Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. So that beautiful energy coming in, that confirmation. And this, once again, it's really trusting your inner voice. Trust your spiritual guidance. Trust what's coming through for you. It is not going to lead you astray. That guidance is, the more we trust it, the more we listen to it, the more we act upon it, the stronger that guidance becomes and the more naturally it flows. And then Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Yes, 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 yes. That's what I want you guys to say. That's what I want you to think, that affirmation. Yes, 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 yes. More of this, please. When it comes to what we're enjoying, what feels good, yes. Saying yes to life. Life is asking you to dance right now. It is calling you into this beautiful, beautiful new life that is meant for you, this destined life. So say yes. And then Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. So 2 cards, the Mary Magdalene card felt like that energy as well. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people say. Speak the truth that is in your heart. Live the truth that is in your heart. Honor the truth that is in your heart. Clear. And we're going to pull a couple Lightworker oracles. And then maybe a secret language of light to close. Yes, and then on the bottom under Joan of Arc was Paul the Venetian. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Ride those waves. Just once again, that energy. Speak the truth that's in your heart. All right. Any guidance from the Lightworkers Oracle? And we have initiation by water coming out. And this was kind of popping out too. And I feel like it wanted to. So we're going to leave that on the bottom of the deck. So this is water, emotion, intuition, right? Look at that light pouring in from above, lighting out, illuminating that heart center. And then the trickling of the water out of his hands. It kind of reminds me of the analogy with the birds, like his hands are open. He's open and receptive. He's releasing. And he's just allowing for that flow. Your spiritual path this lifetime involves you becoming a clear channel for spirit. You are meant to communicate with higher guidance for the loving spiritual worlds. Your initiation by water will further open your receiving channels, dislodge lower vibrational material, and sensitize you to the subtle realms of light. You are being open to a world of which you may only have dreamed. Such is its beauty, grace, and love. And so this is talking about emotions feeling out of control, the storm that many of us are weathering. And this uses the analogy of a glass that is full of dirt and sediment. And so most of the water looks clear when it's all settled to the bottom. But it's that analogy of understanding that sediment still exists. And if you were to shake that up, then all of a sudden the water looks really dirty. It's like we have the illusion, if we ignore what's underneath the surface, that it's not there. But it's still there, and it's still present. And the only way the only way to really make that water clean and clear is to remove the sediment from it. And so that's what's happening for many as this light pours in, as these activations pour in. That's that purging process that we talked about. Some will experience this purging process as more of that has to go so that our water, our channel, can be more clear, and that can feel chaotic while it is happening. But the ultimate result is that we are clearer and cleaner and purer and more capable of channeling and accepting and utilizing those higher frequencies of energies. You know that you are meant to be a channel for the truths of the spirit. As an advanced soul, you are capable of fully enduring the process of filtering out whatever would obstruct the clear flow of higher consciousness through your being. Yes. Whatever pain you are feeling right now is a sign of emotional healing and recovery. You are encouraged to accept and process your feelings, especially those that do not make much sense to you. Your emotional truths will make more sense as you heal. If you can get help from a healer, therapist, counselor, or mentor, they will support you and help you resolve your part of the process more swiftly. Know that even though it challenges you at times, this is a good thing that is taking place, necessary for you to more fully receive the divine connection for which you yearn. And so, yes, like we said, energy work, all of those different things can be so incredibly helpful right now. So please reach out to me. Please reach out to anybody who does that kind of work. If you don't resonate with me, there are plenty of people out there that can be incredibly helpful and beneficial. And then we have the heart transmission and the reassurance of the golden light. So I really enjoy that. And I want to take a little peek at that. But it's this, we talk about all the time, right? The heart is the gateway, the portal to the fifth dimension. And so we receive these heart activations, and that opens us up to more and more of this energy. We talk about being connected above and below. The heart is the bridge that connects the higher and the lower realms, the upper and the lower chakras, right? The earth and the heaven. It all is connected and synthesized through the heart. And so this is like a beautiful, beautiful heart activation here. Your heart is capable of not only giving and receiving love, but of connecting you to a great network of beings that resonate in the highest frequencies of divine love. Through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from networks of light that fill our universe. As you learn to open your heart to receiving these transmissions, your ability to work with group consciousness in a loving way increases. You shall affect humanity in a loving way, influencing the collective, rather than allowing the lower frequencies of the collective to overwhelm you. And this is what we talked about in the beginning of the reading with the empath energy, right? How when we don't know how to shield ourselves and we don't know how to utilize that energy effectively, it's overwhelming because we're taking on the collective energies. When really what we were meant here to do as empaths and starseeds is to radiate our own frequency out to impact the collective. And instead of letting the lower vibrational energies of the collective impact us, we impact it with our resonance, our vibration. And so as we receive this heart transmission, this heart upgrade, it's going to supercharge that energy and really pull us back into our own energy, the ownership of that, and our ability to radiate that out, that love energy, that light that is who we are, to help to uplift the collective consciousness. So I absolutely love that. The heart is the key to deciding where you offer your devotion. When you offer devotion to the group consciousness that loves you unconditionally, your heart feels safe, loved, and an inner knowing of the rightness of that group for you, whether that group exists on the earthly plane or in a spiritual dimension. For as long as it gives you life, broadens your horizons, nourishes your truth, and empowers you to live your destiny, that group is serving you. If you do not experience these positive effects, if you feel drained, confused, or that your issues are not resolving as you work with this group, listen carefully to your heart and question whether it is indeed the right place for you to be. So this is working with groups that serve you. Groups that bring reciprocity. So this is that energy of teaming up with people and beings that can help us to further our life mission and our life purpose. This is that energy of the teachers, of the mentors, of being leaders, of pioneering and being part of these collaborative groups that help to expand consciousness, working with collective consciousness and working with allies in that process, which is so much more powerful than if we do it alone and so much less overwhelming. But it's also about being careful who it is that you connect with. If you are working with beings in the spiritual realms, how does that connection feel to you? You want to sense that, tap into that with your heart. Is it filling you or is it draining you? Really pay attention to that. If you're connecting with and working with groups of people in the physical, how does that feel? How does that connect? It's kind of like these videos. When I make these videos, I am connecting with the group consciousness of the people who are watching this video. I am feeling your energy. I am vibing with your energy. When you watch this video, you are feeling and connecting with my energy. So if it feels good to you, then you keep watching. If you feel like you're receiving something from it, then you keep watching. As long as it feels good to me to make these videos, and I know that people are receiving them and I'm feeling that connection, that energetic exchange, then I keep making them. And I can tell you guys, if you can't tell just by watching me, I get incredibly fueled up when I make these videos. It is so, it just supercharges me. Sometimes I have to take a nap after because it can, just the energies being channeled can be draining, but it makes me feel good. The group that we have here, the collective that is attracted and resonates with what I put out there to share, is incredible. And you guys can feel that. You can tap into that. You are that. We all make up that together. And so that's an example of a group consciousness that feels good. And so we really want to tap into, connect with other groups and other consciousnesses that we can collaborate with, that we can work with to create these beautiful ripples and these beautiful vibrations and energetic vortexes, if you will, that help to affect and uplift the collective consciousness. We want to pay attention to where we're plugging in. It's just like if you spend a lot of time watching the news, watching these lower vibrational things, you get plugged into that consciousness. And that consciousness may not feel good, and you may try to affect that consciousness with your own consciousness and vibration. But doing that alone is a lot of work. And it's much easier to get sucked into that consciousness than to be able to affect it. Right? So we want to team up with other people who are at the consciousness and the vibration that we are, so that we can then magnify our energy and our efforts and have a much deeper and wider impact that is also feeling good to us. And then the reassurance of the golden light is everything is absolutely going to be okay. Everything is perfect. You are perfect. You are doing this perfectly. And Spirit is just coming through, reassuring you, telling you, do not give up. Keep moving forward. Like the Krishna card said, your commitment has been recognized. There is incredible and infinite abundance and blessings in store. Continue to follow your path. Continue to walk that path, even though it's scary sometimes, even though it feels overwhelming, and just know that you are so incredibly supported every single step of the way. I really love that energy. It's just so beautiful. It's that connection, right? She's praying to this beautiful, beautiful being in the sky. The golden light comes to you as a gift of grace and reassurance. It is an embrace from the universe, an expression of divine comfort, and a sign of hope. When the golden light appears, it is a sign that everything in your life, even the most troubling matters, are going to work out perfectly. They are held in the graceful hand of the divine and will be resolved more swiftly and beautifully than you might expect. And so this is like when we're talking about the solutions, right? Expecting miracles, situations that we may feel as though there is no possible desirable outcome, that we've lost hope around, that we're feeling really discouraged about. There are miraculous, the divine is handling that. Whatever it is that you are having trouble figuring out how to navigate, hand it over to the divine. Say, I trust you. Resolve this for me. Show me the best possible outcome. Lead me to the best possible outcome. Turn it over, hand it over to the divine. The divine is reassuring you right now that that situation is being worked out, and you can't expect miracles around that. Just follow the guidance that you are getting as far as what to do moving forward, and allow Spirit to handle the rest. And so I think that that's where I'm going to end it right now. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end it right now. This is incredibly beautiful energy. I love each and every one of you so very, very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, it definitely helps to support the channel and to get this information out there to more people. to add more beautiful beings to this beautiful collective consciousness and energy that we have going here. I appreciate every single one of my subscribers. I appreciate all of you that have been with me since the beginning, everyone who's come along the way, all of my new subscribers that I've received recently from Nadia's channel, and anyone who stumbled upon this video who wants to join. Like I say, if you like the vibe, join the tribe. There's just so much beautiful energy from everybody who is a part of this channel, and it touches me so very deeply. It motivates me, and you all inspire me so very, very much. So I just want to let you guys, all of you, know from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you so very, very deeply. And thank you for adding your energy, adding your light, this beautiful energy that just gets more and more powerful as more people add their collective energy to it. I could go on for another hour talking about how much I appreciate you guys. There are links down below to donate to my channel as well if you feel so moved or called to do so. It is absolutely appreciated. But know that every like, every comment, every share, every subscribe is as good as a donation. It really helps to continue this to grow, continue to get the message out there, although I know ultimately it's divine orchestration and everything happens in that perfect divine timing, and everyone who is really meant to find this video will find it exactly when they are meant to. If you are finding this video after the 1212 portal, you are meant to find it then. These messages are going to resonate for you then. So just really take them in if they resonate, and just know that everything is in that perfect timing. As I said, my email is down below with a list of the different services that I offer. Please reach out to me if you would like an energy healing, if you would like a personal reading, anything that I offer. I would be so very, very honored and happy to work with you one-on-one. I absolutely love doing that with you guys. And I will wish you once again a very happy 1212 portal, a very happy 1221. We are doing a guided meditation. There will be a mass meditation at the exact moment of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunct, or Jupiter, Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. And so that is going to be at 1:22 p.m. EST. I'm going to start the live at about 1 o'clock. And then we're going to go through, I'm going to lead you guys through the guided meditation that was channeled from the Galactic Federation together, so that we can help to anchor in that positive ascension timeline for humanity, that positive Age of Aquarius timeline. It's going to be really beautiful. I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you guys join me for that as well. And yeah, I will talk to you all very, very, very soon.